Yes, because starting with my hand is the way to start. Anyway, so as the video says, this is going to be a video about Tabi. And of course, Tabi are a very popular footwear in Japan. Now, particularly, I'm going to be showing off some Jika Tabi, or what's specifically, it's the Shimebuto Jika Tabi, which I got from the Japan store. And a little bit of a review and a little bit of detail about what they are and where they came from and all that good jazz. How to put them on, all that fun stuff. And how to measure your foot for them. So I think all that's kind of important information. So I'm going to start with the important stuff, and then I'm going to show you how to put them on. And then I'm going to go a little bit into the background and history and all that good jazz. So if you don't want to watch the rest, you don't have to. But of course, if you like the video, thumb up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. So to begin with, you're going to want a ruler. Any type of ruler. And you're going to want a blank piece of paper. Now, in order to measure your feet for Jika Tabi, you want to basically get a blank piece of paper, and of course you already use this, and you want to stand up on it. And you actually want to be standing, and you just want to trace your foot. After you trace your foot, you're going to take yourself a ruler, and you're going to measure it. Now, Japanese footwear happens to be in centimeters. So you're going to want a ruler that has centimeters. Of course, you can use any type of ruler you want, but pretty much you're going to be measuring from the back of your heel to the longest point on your toe. Now, for me, specifically, I'm like 27.6 centimeters. Width-wise, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, that's basically my foot size right there. So I probably was thinking, oh, I'm going to get a 28 centimeter Jika Tabi. I ordered that, and it didn't fit. Mainly because I've got very thick calves because they're muscular. So I actually had to get the Shimebuto. But the Shimebuto is a type of Jika Tabi, like I said, that is sold on the Japan store. And essentially, these are wider. I probably can't read that too well. But yes, these are pretty much wider on the calves. So if you have large calves due to muscles or just heavy set, basically the other ones wouldn't fit around my ankle or my calves. So yeah, I ended up getting bigger ones. And I actually ended up going with 29 centimeters, so I had a little bit of room because I wanted to wear them with socks. You don't have to wear them with socks. When you get them, and like I said, these came from Japan store, and they come in a box like this. And they're pretty much folded up on top of themselves, because essentially what they are is they're pretty much like slippers. So they're folded up. Both of them are folded on top of each other, kind of like this, and they're stuffed in, and then you just slide them right on out, which is kind of cool. And I, of course, have the ones that have the tabs, which the name escapes me at the moment. And, of course, I got socks, like I said. I got 6 pair of socks. And actually, the socks, of course, only go on one foot. So you have a right foot and a left foot with the socks. So, of course, your big toe goes in the one, and then all your other toes go in the other. Which is kind of cool. And, like I said, you pretty much want to start by measuring your foot out, and then you want to make sure that you're getting the right foot size. Kohase. That's what they're called. Kohase. These are Kohase. Traditional, well, I'll talk about the traditional Tabi and the difference between Tabi and Jika Tabi later, but let me just show you how to put these on. So for those of you who don't care about the rest, we can get the video over and done with. So let's go ahead and slide the socks on. Now, obviously, balance that there, that'll work. Since these only go on with one foot, once you start putting them on and flattening them out, you're going to notice one toe is going to, it's going to poke up to one side or the other. So what I like to do, of course, is I just kind of choke up on them and pull them flat. And then come on over my heel, and then there's my sock. So my sock's on. Let me get the other one. Now, like I said, you don't have to wear socks with them. You actually go straight inside of them. But yeah, so there's the socks. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Now, when you're putting these on, they should pretty much be skin tight or very close to it. You, of course, want a little bit of room, so I recommend going at least half a centimeter bigger than your foot. So like I said, I'm 27.6 centimeters, so I would almost recommend, for me at least, I think the 28.5 would be great, but they don't have those, so I want 29. So pretty much what you're going to do is you are going to balance your camera phone, move your water bottle, and then you're just going to, here's the shoe, and you're just going to take it from right back here. You're going to slide your foot through, and you're going to push it forward and just get it over the heel. This should be nice and snug. You see there's not much room here. I can barely get a thumb in there. You want it to be nice and tight. And really quick while we're at it, since these are the 29 centimeters, just to kind of show you ruler wise, if I put the 0 centimeter right there at the tip of the toe, comes right down here at the 29 and 30, so you can get an idea of the size of these. And then of course if you want to see sideways, measure it with the 0 there and there. I guess the widest point right around 11 centimeters or so, just to give you an idea of how big these shoes are. Okay, so once you have it, you can of course wear these many ways. You can start putting the kohase in, or you can fold these down and only have a few in there and have a style. Some of these will have patterns on the inside, these don't. You can tuck your pants in, you can do it and then put the pants over it. You can wear it a couple different ways. Now the way that these work is these right here is basically, this is a string, and if you look sideways here, there's basically like, you know, little loops essentially. So they're sewn in, and basically it's just enough for the metal tab to kind of go through the little hole, and that's what holds it in place. So they're very comfortable, they don't fall off. So let me go ahead and pull this up here. Let's see if I can actually do this one-handed. This would be a nice time to get someone to help you. But a bit, so essentially, now this here, like I said, this is bigger just because I've got thick calves. I think they're like 28 centimeters at the biggest point of the muscle. So basically I'm going to take that tab and I'm just going to kind of scrape it against, pull down, and it stays right in there. Really easy to pop off too. And then as you're going up, you can always switch which one of these you're on to give you more room or less room, make them tighter or looser, whatever you need to do. So they're very customizable. Easier to do if you have it one-handed. I'm sorry, two-handed. So that's why you're losing video here. So I'm trying to basically hold this in the place as I fasten these. They do slide right in, though. It is pretty easy to do. Alright, so once it's on, that's basically it, and it's good to go. Let me go ahead and get the other one on really quick. Again, you just kind of put your foot inside of it and slide it up to the front. Of course, the toe is separated. And then you want to make sure the heel's all the way in the back. And then you just kind of put your pants in, out, whatever you want. And then start putting the kohase in. You can get Velcro ones, it's kind of up to you. I think these are supposed to be machine washable, but I'm not going to wash them in the washing machine. There are shoes, so it really doesn't matter. Oh, and when you do get these on here, they do just come right out. You literally just pull, and they come right out, and the boot comes right off. So it's pretty fast too, which is another thing I kind of like. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one on without holding the camera. And like I said, it's much quicker when you have both hands. So yeah, so now I've got my boots on. Jika Tabi. And like I said, this is just cloth. I think it's just cotton actually. And then of course you have the separation in the toe. And then the bottom is pretty much just a rubber sole. Very flexible. Now, a lot of people said this is the closest thing you get to being barefoot. I personally feel like it's more like wearing a pair of slippers. Apparently they're very popular for the farmers and construction workers in Japan. So yeah, that's essentially what they look like and how they are and how you put them on. That's basically Jika Tabi for you. So anyone who's interested, so you can stop there or you can continue watching and get a little bit of the background and the lore. Oh, I love these. They're so comfortable. Probably would wear them anywhere. And like I said, you know, different styles out there too. You can get different colors and different stuff on the inside. So, oh, looks like, no, that's smooth. Just need to straighten it. I thought I saw a kohaze falling out there. So anyway, now you know how to measure them. Now you know how to put them on. So, let me put that down. Haha! You can see nothing. So, yeah. Now that you have the basic idea of how to put one on and how to measure it, make sure you get the right size. And like I said, I would recommend going up a little bit, especially if you're wearing them with socks. Like I said, socks are not required for these. You can just slap them right on your feet. Now, the first thing I want to tell people about Jika Tabi, first and foremost, is a lot of people are like, they're ninja shoes or they're ninja boots. No, they're not. They have nothing to do with ninja. Granted, people who practice ninjutsu or ninjitsu, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Ninjutsu is usually the more popular way. Some of them will wear them, obviously, and of course, anyone can wear them. But they're not specifically for ninja. They're actually just Japanese shoes. Like I said, very popular. A lot of people wear them, period. Many different styles, different heights. They're not always boots all the way up to the top. What's the difference between a tabi and a Jika Tabi is the tabi is just like a sock. It doesn't have a sole. But somewhere in the 20th century, they decided to slap a sole onto the bottom of it, and they came up with the Jika Tabi. Before that, they were just socks, and you had to wear like a sandal or what they call geta underneath, which is like a wooden sandal. And of course, you can strap it to the heel like the samurai would do. So it would be like one piece that would go between the toes, and then another one that goes to the heel. Probably be a pretty cool thing to show there. Let's see. Japanese footwear. I didn't even think of pulling this up. There we go. So here, this is a tabi, and there is the geta. And of course they come in different fashions and stuff like that. And if you ever look at, oh, let me put that down again, samurai. And if you ever look at the feet of the samurai, they're of course also wearing tabi. And they're wearing sandals, and you'll notice here the cord here at the back of the heel to keep it from flapping off during combat. But that's all they're wearing on their feet, is they're just wearing tabi, and they're having a sandal underneath it tied on. And like I said, the tabi is just literally a cloth sock. There's no sole to that. So it's a lot different, and they're also a lot shorter than the Jika Tabi that I'm personally wearing. And oh, if you ever did want to get bigger, the Japan store does have these extensions, the Haze Plus for the Jika Tabi. So it just in case the big ones still don't fit you, because like I said, I needed to get the big ones. I couldn't go with the normal ones. Yeah, so these are awesome. These are the Rikio fighter one, Shimebuto. Yeah, so those are the ones I'm wearing. I like those. Then they make all sorts of different ones. But yeah, they're pretty nice. But yeah, so originally they just had tabi, and they had sandals, and they were just socks, and it's pretty much just the footwear that they wore in Japan, period, and just the footwear that they wear, period. So, of course, now, today, there is a lot of people who wear them, and they wear the rubber sole ones now, because they're a lot easier just to slap them on, but the tabi socks are still very popular, and they're like, you know, they'll actually wear those still too, apparently. Then, of course, there's modern shoes as well, and then there's shoo versions of them that they make, which is kind of neat. So it all comes down to personal preference and what you want to wear. But, of course, a lot of people will see them, they automatically assume and associate it with ninja, or more accurately, shinobi and kyochi. And, of course, shinobi would be the men, and the kyochi would be the women, practitioners of ninjutsu. Now, Why are they popular for martial arts? Obviously, because they're very flexible, easy to move in, and they're really comfortable. But like I said, they are still worn in modern society, and I'm repeating myself, no! So let's see, covered a little bit about the history, how they used to wear them, 20th century, slapped the soles on the bottom, and sold them as now actual footwear instead of having to wear them with the geta. Of course, they had the wooden sandals, which was kind of neat. I found out it was kind of interesting in Japan that you, of course, would usually not want to track stuff in the house because of hygienic purposes. So you would have like sandals, slippers, or something that you would basically leave your shoes at the door, and then you would come in and get a new pair of shoes for the house, and then there's another pair of shoes for the bathroom, because you would wear bathroom shoes in the bathroom and not throughout the rest of the house either. And then, of course, sometimes they would have guest geta on the back, so you could just slide your tabi right into those and walk around the backyard type of deal too, which is kind of neat. So, yeah, tabi, footwear, Jika Tabi, footwear with rubber soles, and yeah, so thanks for watching, and I think I covered all my points. Sorry for repeating myself. Anyway, this is BlazeLeeDragon. Here's an air look at my Jika Tabi, the Shimebuto, 29 centimeters. And like I said, with my calves being 28 centimeters, I've got four of the areas for the kohaze to go through, and I'm actually sticking mine through the third one. As I lose my balance, leaning backwards, I'm sorry. But yeah, so there's plenty of room if you have big calves like me. If you have thin calves, try out the other ones. Check out different stores and all that good stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching.